Hey everybody, welcome to Club today. We're excited to have another day of virtual programming. On the schedule, we will have STEM with Cam. We'll have a segment called Boredom Busters with Andrea. Then we will have Career Launch with Miss G. So remember to stick around and enter any submissions to royteen at bgcweberdavis.org for your chance to win a super cool prize. Hope you guys enjoy.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to STEM. So for today, I have just a little experiment that you can do at home just with any kind of drink. I would suggest your favorite kind of drink, eggs rolling away, but your favorite kind of drink and an egg. So all this is we're just going to take all of our things. You're going to need a little cup, plastic cup, really any cup works. Going to take an egg or 2 eggs. You don't have to use a full egg. You can also use an egg you've already used. It's like an eggshell. So if you don't want to waste it, just crack the egg, cook it, and then keep the shell. And I would wash it off first so there's no residue of the leftover egg. And then boom, you got an eggshell. For this, I'm just going to use a normal egg. So all we're going to do is set the egg in there like so. Take our Coke, pop it open. Then we're just gonna pour it on in there, like that, and then just make sure it's enough to just kind of let the egg sit comfortably in there. And then all you're gonna do is let this sit for 24 hours, and then come back and see what kind of effect it has on the egg, because the egg in this experiment is supposed to simulate our teeth. So theoretically, what we're doing to our egg is what we're doing to our teeth over a long period of time, just to see, what your favorite drinks will do to your teeth. So say you drink a Mountain Dew every day, right? And you use Mountain Dew in the experiment. Well, you can get a good gauge of what it might do to your teeth. So that's pretty much it to the experiment. So just put an egg in there, put an eggshell in there, get your favorite drink, pour it in, label the cup, and let it sit for 24 hours, or even longer if you want to see what happens. But other than that, I want you guys to send this experiment into royteen at bgcweberdavis.org. From there, we'll pick a winner. But yeah, and throw that in there, enter to win a prize, and see what happens to your egg or your teeth. Okay, that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Hope you guys enjoyed that awesome STEM activity with Cam, and now it is time for Boredom Busters with Andrea.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Boredom Busters. It is officially its name, and we're just gonna stick to that. Today for our activity, I'm going to teach y'all how to make some keychains. So I've thought about both girls and boys for this video. So there is one that is made out of paracord, so you can use it in survival stuff, and you can put it on backpacks and stuff like that. So I'm going to teach you how to make this, as well as for the girls, or if you want to make paracord if you're a girl, if you want to make macrame if you're a guy, totally welcome to. But I'm also going to teach you guys how to make these other 2 keychains out of yarn and string. So just as a heads up to let you know how this is going to work, I'm going to prepare a basket that's going to have most of the supplies that you guys need for the activities that I have planned. So if you don't have these yet, don't worry, we will get them to you soon, so don't worry. Okay, so the supplies that you're going to have in your bag are going to be paracord, these loops or keychain rings, either or, they both work fine, and string, yarn, thread. We will provide some for you. However, if you have some string that you want to use, you're more than welcome to use this instead. So for the first keychain I'm going to show you is this paracord. So let's get started. So I found a really good tutorial online to show how to make this paracord keychain. It's a lot better than what I can do, so I'm going to share it with you guys. Well, I'm going to play it, and we're going to do this together. So I'm first going to play the video, and then after I'll do it and you can watch me as I mess up. But we'll be learning this together. So what we need is paracord, and wherever you're going to secure your keychain to. So we're going to provide these loops or these hoops, but if you have somewhere else that you want to attach your keychain to, then you're totally welcome to. But just so you guys know and have a reference, the length of string is going to be from your hand to about your next shoulder. So folded, it'll be about the length of my arm. Do you see that? So that should be enough for your keychain, and let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start this video and let's see how they make it. Oh, they also use a lighter. Alright, I think the video is over. But, so that is how we make the keychain. Alright, so now I'm going to do this with you. So, my camera battery died, so that's why this is a little different. But, okay, so in the video, he threaded his hoop down to the middle. So he starts out with the bottom, which is interesting. So then he makes this cool knot. He goes over with the left string, and then he goes underneath, and then bringing it back through this hole, and then he pulls. Ah, perfect. So we've made this knot. Okay, something that's interesting in the video is that this right here is the distance of his keychain. So if you want to make this a lot longer, you can just loosen this and then pull up, or if you want this smaller, you can, pull this down. So I'm going to make mine pretty small so that and this tutorial won't be so long. But, so then he just keeps doing this knot over and over again. So he starts again on the left and goes over both strings, puts this string underneath and pulls it through the hole, and then tightens. And then he switches over to the left side, which is something that he never said, but I noticed in the video. He switches to this side and goes over these two, and then this goes underneath and through. And then we're going to tighten. Woo, perfect. So then this string goes over again, this goes underneath, bring it back, and tighten. Hey, look at that. Perfect. So then this side goes over, this goes underneath, through the hole, and pull tight. And we're just going to keep doing that all the way down. Oh, sorry. I have made a camera stand with a box and a little, whatchamacallit. So that's why this video might be a little shaky. So we're going to go all the way down as far as you want, because we can end right here. I kind of want to make mine kind of closer to the bottom. I keep pulling over, under, the rear. Okay, so this is where I want to end mine. And this is what it looks like. Pretty neat, huh? Alright, so this is how our wonderful keychain turned out. So, but now we have to tuck in these ends. So in the video, he, with a lighter, melted the ends to the bracelet, or to the keychain. And that's how he ended. However, well, you guys are totally welcome to do this. However, make sure that your parents are aware of what you're doing and that you be safe and be very careful if you're working with a lighter. However, I found out a different way to end your keychain without having to use one. So if you don't have one, don't worry, I got you. So with these ends, we're going to tie a knot in the front. We're going to pull tight. Pull tight so then when you look at it, you don't even realize that there's a knot because everything else is knotted. So after that, I just cut the ends with a scissor. And then I do the same to the other side. And voila! That's how you make a paracord bracelet. Alright, so for our next keychain, I'm going to show you how to make this cool macrame twisty keychain. So, let's get started. What you're going to need is string. In this case, I'm using yarn, so if that's what you have, then totally you're welcome to use this. Or we're going to put some thread and macrame string in your kit, so you're welcome to use whatever you'd like. But for this, we are going to measure out an arm's length of yarn. So then it goes to this end. And we're going to cut right here. Okay, and we're going to fold it in half. So the thing about this is that I made these with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of string that I folded in half. So there's 10 strings down here. So the thicker you want it, the more strings you add. So I'm only going to do 5 so that you can see how this works. And then you can add however many you'd like. So this is 1 string, and we're going to measure out 4 more to make 5. So I'm going to hold this, measure out 5 more pieces of string. So I have my 5 strings here, and I'm going to take each one and, have your supplies ready. We're also going to need another hoop. So take 1 string from your big pile and fold it in half. With the looped end, we're going to put it through the hoop, and from the middle we're going to pick up the strings so it makes this kind of a knot. Please focus. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to do this with all of these other strings. So we're going to have 5 strings on this 1 hoop. Okay, I have 4 of the strings on this loop. And I just wanted to make sure you guys were clear on how to attach these and make this knot. So I'm going to do this last one with you guys again. So I have my string, I fold it in half. I take this looped end, I bring it to the hoop, I fold it behind. So now the hooped end is on the other side. And I grab my string and I pull it through. So then it makes a knot so pretty, just like the rest of them. So this is where we're going to start. Alright, so with this handy prop holding my hoop, I'm going to show you how to make that twisted macrame knot for your keychain. The 2 strings we're going to be using are these 2 strings on the end. So these strings in the middle can just hang out. All right, so we're going to start with the left side. And just like the knot we used for our paracord keychain, we're going to go over all the strings in the middle while the ends go underneath the right side. The right side will go underneath everything and come out through the loop on the left. And then we're going to tighten that all the way up. So all the way to the very top. Okay? And then we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to keep doing the knots on the left side. So if you'll remember on the paracord keychain, we switched off sides. But to get that twisted effect, we're going to stay with the right side, or with the left side, making all the knots. So we're going to keep tightening, and there's our second knot. Over, under, over, and tighten. All the way to the tippity top. And we'll just keep going. So, as you can see here, I've already made one complete loop by doing this same knot, by going over all the middle strings with the left hand, knotting the right side through the hoop, through the loop, and then pulling tight all the way up. So, and you can keep going for as long as you can, or you can end it however short you want it as well. So I'm going to make mine just a few strokes longer, so I'm going to do this with you, just in case you have any questions on how to make this knot. And you're going to pull tight all the way to the tippity top. And we're going to do it again. Over everything, this is going to go underneath and through the hole. I'm going to pull all the way through and tighten the knot all the way up. So, it's been knotting very beautifully, and I'm going to finish it off right here. How I'm going to do that is by taking this, I'm going to choose the right side, it doesn't really matter. But with these two strings, I'm just going to tie a quick double knot. So it'll be on the side behind the keychain, so you're not even going to notice the knot. So it is quite perfect. All right. And here is our wonderful keychain. So we have all this left over. So I'm just going to cut down here. And we have whoa, I'm just making up words over here. We have officially finished our wonderful keychain. Perfect. So now we have two keychains under our belts. We've got this twisted braided one we just did and the paracord. So one last thing before I move on from this one is that these ends, with this one, I left them how they are. But with one that I made yesterday, I took a brush and I combed the edges. So I don't know if you can tell the difference between both of them. But with this one, I took a brush and I brushed the end so that it would separate and be more poofy. So this is another option of ending your bracelet if you would like. So you have these two options. Also remember that I made this one out of 10 strings, whereas I made this one out of 5 strings. So you're welcome to do it however thick or thin or long as you want it. So there you go. For this last keychain we're going to make is this one. It's a tassel keychain. And I think this is the easiest one out of all of them to make. So let's get started. The two things you're going to need again is your ring and yarn or string or macrame. I don't know how much string you want to use, because the more string you use, the fluffier this is going to be. So how you're going to start is by pinching the end of your yarn or your string to your fingers, and you're going to wrap around all 4 fingers if you make your fingers spread out, that means the distance from the top of your tassel to the bottom will be a lot longer. So I'm going to pinch mine and just spread out my fingers just like this wide and keep wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. And the more you wrap, the thicker and fluffier your tassel will be. All right, so I made my pile this big, and it's going to be pretty small. So I'm going to cut the string, and so you're going to be left with this big bundle of yarn. So you're going to set this aside for a sec, and you're going to cut 2 pieces of yarn about this wide. So there's my first one. I'm going to measure out the same length and cut one more time. So now you have 2 pieces of yarn. You're going to set one aside and you're going to pick up your bundle. Now, you're going to find a hole through it and put your yarn through the hole. So now it's hooked up by your yarn. Alright, so this is what's going to be connecting your hoop to your tassel, but we don't want to attach it quite yet. Okay, with this next string, we're going to tie a knot on the top. So I'm going to set this down and show you. Alright, so my 2 strings are pulled up tight, while the rest of my bundle is laying flat. You're going to take the piece of yarn that you measured out before, and you're going to put it underneath and kind of tighten it towards the top. So what we're going to do is the head of the tassel. So we're going to tie a knot and pull it as tight as we can. So then it looks like this. We're going to tighten it and do one more knot so to make sure that it stays. And there you go. So it looks a little messy, but as we keep going, you'll tighten it up, you'll clean it up, and you will cut any loose strings. So this is how you make the head of the tassel. Okay, so man, that was a struggle, but I finally got the bead to where I wanted it. So I'm going to push this down so it's just right on top of the tassel, just like that. So now here comes the really easy part. We're going to take the ends of our string, oh man, and we're going to tie it through the loop. So I'm just going to make a simple knot at the top. I'm going to pull it tight. And ladies and gentlemen, you have your tassel. Okay, real fast, second side note. Remember how I told you guys you can use a comb to make the ends floofier? Well, the same applies to your tassel. Okay, sorry. You have this little top, and if it's bugging you, you're totally welcome to cut it off, just like I am. Okay. But remember, you can make your tassel as poofy or as nice and neat as this one as you want. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have our keychains. Congratulations! Alright, please send me pictures. I want to see how it goes. Tell me if the instructions were clear or if you need extra help, because I'm totally willing to help you individually out if I can. So, thanks guys!
Now that you've busted up your boredom with our awesome Boredom Busters activity, it's now time to do career launch with our lovely Miss G.
Hey y'all, my name is Maria and welcome to Career Launch. For this week, I wanted to focus on colleges. There are a lot of amazing college options in Utah, but there's also a lot of awesome out-of-state colleges as well. So for this week, I wanted to focus on out-of-state colleges and universities, and next week we'll focus on Utah colleges and universities. There are a few things that you need to think about when applying to college, more specifically when you're applying to colleges outside of where you live. The first is cost. For example, when I applied to Weber State University in 2012, I was applying as an out-of-state student, meaning that I was from New York. So the tuition cost would have been more money for me, and I didn't think about that. So when you're applying to colleges or universities outside of Utah, make sure to look at the tuition cost. Back when I applied for Weber State University in 2012, the tuition for residents, meaning people that lived in Utah, was about $5,000 a year. But for me, coming from New York, it more than doubled. It was about $12,000 a year for me. So if you're thinking about applying out of state, make sure to also look at grants and scholarship opportunities for yourself to make it easier if you want to go to colleges outside of Utah. So for today, I wanted to give you a chance to explore colleges and universities outside of Utah. There's a lot of amazing options that you might not know of, and I found this really cool website that lets you do a virtual tour of almost every college in America. Okay, so the website that I'd like you all to visit is called uvisit.com/college search. This search comes up with over 600 colleges that you can explore from your home without having to go anywhere. So I'm going to look through this and find a college that I would like to tour virtually. And I'll read some interesting ones along the way. I see Idaho State University, University of San Francisco, University of Toledo, Tennessee. We've got University of New England, Westchester University of Pennsylvania, Hanover College, Virginia Commonwealth, University of Wyoming, Indiana University, University of Wisconsin. Ooh, this one's interesting. Hofstra University is actually a university in New York. This is a college that I applied to when I was going for my undergrad in English and history. And I actually got accepted, but I was waitlisted first and I had to go through an interviewing process. But Hofstra was a little bit too expensive for me, so I ended up going to St. Joseph's College instead. So if you're interested in a college, you're going to put your arrow over it and you're going to click on 360 experience and make sure that your volume is up because I think there is going to be someone talking to you. Let's see.
Before we get started, let me explain the many ways in which you can explore our beautiful campus. You can click on the front-facing arrow to start walking around our campus. You can also jump to the next stop by clicking on the Next Stop button. Now, if you already know where you want to go, you can select any location by using the list or by clicking directly on the map. Lastly, remember that you can explore any particular location in more detail by clicking on the 360 photos or video icons. Hofstra Hall is where it all began. Built on the 15-acre estate of Kate and William Hofstra, who in their will left their home to be used for a common good. The estate's trustees founded Hofstra College in 1935 with an inaugural class of a few hundred students. All classes met in Hofstra Hall, the only campus building other than a bookstore. Today, Hofstra Hall is home to a few administrative offices and hosts important receptions and master classes with guest speakers and remains a building with sentimental, historic, and symbolic meaning for all.
Cool. Okay, so I'm going to mute that for a second so that we can explore Hofstra University. This is actually a really big campus. I remember passing it a lot when I was younger, driving to my grandma's house. So, 360 view. This is interesting. Cool. So it tells you can go to Joseph G. Shapiro Family Hall either way. This is a laboratory. Interesting. Let's go over here. And if you wanted to unmute, our little tour guide is over here talking to you. But I will let you guys figure that out yourselves. There's a playhouse. This one's interesting as well. Fine Arts and Humanities building. Law school. Okay, so what I'd like you all to do now is go to uvisit.com/college whatever it was earlier. Let's see. uvisit.com/college search, and I want you to find a college or university wherever you are interested in going, or whatever college or university you are interested in exploring. And I'd like you for this week to answer a couple of questions, and I'll pull those up for you right now. Here are the questions. What college or university did you choose? Why did you choose it? Where is the college or university located? For example, Hofstra was located in Hempstead, New York. What part of the college or university did you like the most? And would you be interested in applying to a college outside of Utah, and why or why not? After you answer these 5 questions, please send your answers with your name and prize number to royteen@bgcweberdavis.org, and I will see you next time. Happy researching. See you guys.
Thanks, Miss G, for that awesome career launch activity. I hope you guys enjoyed our virtual programming today. And remember to send any submissions to royteen@bgcweberdavis.org for your chance to win a cool prize. So remember your name and the prize number that you want. And we will see you guys on Thursday. Have a great day.